Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do this. John, you
About
good?
the world.
All right.
Leave me alone. We kind of
Dickin.
John.
What's up, guys? You're.
Doc.
Yo, yo.
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's up?
Yo.
What's up, Eugene?
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Fake Deep Thinking. Hope you guys enjoyed the intro. I put a lot of work in. It's a little lame, but I'm making little tweaks. You know, I'm putting in tweaks in there. Today we got with us John.
Yeah, we on CP time. My bad.
Yeah, we are a little late, Doc.
Yo.
And myself,
that out.
Eugene. Yeah, I was trying to get the whole intro thing, make sure we were on sync so we didn't know how to mess up, and also I wanted to brag a little bit because I put that together. Hope y'all liked it.
It looked nice.
Yeah, I was still gonna fire off my yo. That's why I was waiting for you to stop talking.
My bad. Got to fill the content so I can make our intro better.
Head ass.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So today's going to be a little bit of a short episode because it is Ian's birthday.
Happy birthday, Ian.
Oh shit.
Happy
This
birthday,
doesn't work
Ian.
Without Ian. So happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, our producer's birthday.
Yes, sir.
Too bad he's not on the Too bad he's not on the mic, this guy.
He's like, I got a promotion.
Mm.
It's my birthday.
It's
Hell
my
yeah.
birthday. All right. Let's jump into the first topic. Let's talk about I thought it'd be fun to talk about this whole alpha, beta, and sigma thing going on amongst like this manosphere community, because as we recently talked about with Fresh and Fit, how they portray themselves as these alpha high tier man, and then they talk about betas like we did with Skippy, and then how our opinions of them are kind of, beta tendencies ish. And then I see on TikTok a bunch of videos about like Sigma 101, or how to be a Sigma, or this was very Sigma, and it's like this new Sigma guy thing. I don't really know, but I guess how I
to
want
have to break the Sigma shit down.
Yeah,
I think I even heard of Gamma. Isn't there a Gamma one too?
okay, that's new to me. I don't know about Gamma. Like, what is so real quick? Let me ask my question. Let's get into this. So I kind of want to pose the question real quick: is this whole Greek alphabet thing amongst men synonymous to the horoscope amongst women? This obsession of like, I'm an alpha, or I don't want to be a beta, or I'm a sigma, or this new thing Doc says, I don't know if it's true, gamma. Is that similar to girls like, I don't like Scorpios, or it's because I'm a Virgo?
I don't think so. The
Really?
only reason I say I don't think so is because they often use it to judge their partner. And
Well, both. I think people in
Yeah, both
general.
do that.
I guess for us, it's just
Other-
us judging
but-
other men, but not people. It's
yeah,
other
it's
men.
just specific to men. So in that yes, but in that way, no. Hey, Ethan and Jamie said happy birthday, my boy.
Shout out Ethan. Shout out Jamie.
Ethan, what's
Merkin
up,
Frogs.
fellas? I'm glad to see you back. But yeah, no, I don't think so, and I also don't think it's. I don't know,
And
dude.
Ethan, it has been a minute actually. Long time no see.
I think that conversation is weird to have.
Really? What do you mean, like this conversation, or just the whole an alpha beta?
Yeah.
Like if another guy was like, "Hey man, am I an alpha?" or "Hey man, you're an alpha," like.
Dude, it's cool. We two alphas talking. And
But exactly,
We
that's
two
why I say
betas
it's the same
talking.
thing to the horoscope thing, because even the horoscope, it's kind of, would you say awkward, or
yeah, shit awkward as fuck.
I'll say corny. That was the word I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Better than
Well, I
my
find it
English.
kind of weird when people like do stuff and they're like, "Oh, dude, Scorpio tendencies." They're like,
Yeah.
The way you did that, it's because you're Scorpio. I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
But
That's
I
why
guess
I'm
if I
you
saying.
say
can
something
translate it when
that-
people are like, you did that shit because you're beta, or you did that shit
Facts.
because you're an alpha.
Or if I say something to bitch you, like instead of we mid conversation, I'll say something and she'll be like, "What sign are you?" She give you that look. What sign are you? Like, nigga, what?
Or you're Scorpio, aren't you?
Be dead ass wrong. Be dead ass wrong. I'm a Libra, so if y'all bitches want to look that shit up, go ahead, have fun. But yeah, I don't know. I just think I think it's a smaller community.
No, real quick, I'm just curious. What do y'all think an alpha is? Like, if you could look up real quick what alpha actually is. Because
Well, I mean, to answer your question, in the context of the manosphere, I've always thought the alpha was the guy that like builds the community around him. Like he kind of forces
alpha
everyone,
personality, emphasize
yeah,
personality, Ian.
to congregate around him. And then, well, I think of it like superheroes. Superman is alpha. Everyone goes around him because he's the strongest and he's like the biggest, and he's gonna save the day at the end. He's all powerful. So everyone congregates around him. He leads the Justice League, and he kind of maintains all of the relationships and stuff like that. And even if he was to go bad, like people would still surround him because he's OP, overpowered for you non-nerds. And then you have what I would, attribute to be the Sigma, which is Batman, who's like, I don't need no one, but I'm here because I bring something to the table that y'all don't have. I got resources, I got like my own stuff, but I can leave whenever I want. And I'm really just here because I've got all the plans and all the resources to beat everyone, even though I'm not like full on alpha. And then the beta would just be anybody who's a follower to either.
And what about a delta?
And what about this? This is right here, Omega. Then you mentioned Gamma. Like that's why I pack leaders, alpha males are the leaders. Yeah, I see that. Like that's the stereotypical, but betas are seconds and sigmas are everyone else eating their scraps. Real quick, Ian, if you could look up like what's Gamma and Omega, and then let's move on. Omega, a man who chooses not to have a powerful or
Delta
important
really
role
popped
in a
up.
social or professional situation. That sounds like a
Nah,
beta.
please click delta.
Where's Delta? Okay, Delta male. What is a Delta male? The Delta male is the most common type of
Most
man in
common
the
type.
social
Never heard of it.
sexual hierarchy. They're the backbone of society and consistent of normal guys who show up to their jobs and lives. See, this is what I'm saying. That when you dive into this, it's like horoscopes. Like,
Gene,
Honestly,
that's a
I actually
picture
think
of
it
a
kind of creeps me out a
dog.
little bit more, if I'm being honest, because it's like science based.
There's not men having this. It's not.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying it's
if
dumb.
we type in,
my whole point is where I said this because it's just dumb.
it's completely. It's completely dumb. I hate this type of conversation. It's hatred that comes to mind when I think of this
It's
type
creepy,
of
man, because
conversation.
we're using the scientific method to put ourselves into like the hierarchy of nature, like our genus. So the familial or whatever, like of this race, you can see clearly the hierarchy of the alpha male within. Like you're doing that to people. It's a little freaky.
Yeah, I think the person. I'll tell you this much: I don't care or know about alpha male, beta, or anything like that. But I guarantee you, the person who sat down and came up with all this was not an alpha. I can tell you that much. Cause my God, why? Just be what you are, and then won't it just like be that? Like,
Or we always say, just be comfortable.
yeah, just be comfortable. I just don't get.
That's why I wanted to ask individuals like what y'all think an alpha is, because everyone has. That's why alpha and beta and sigma, all that stuff. It's, and to my opinion, subjective. I'm sure you can do it to a science. There are some generalities that you can obviously like scientific it out. But amongst men, because we're so nuanced as human beings, as conscious beings, like
Okay, I'll give you some honest conversation. It's
I hope so.
no, because it's just to me it's dumb, but it's situational. But it's also dependent on how long the situation itself sustains itself. So, for example, in reality, we all have to deal with paying bills and working and doing all this stuff, and you know what I'm saying, maintaining living. So that situation itself is a long-term thing that you need to sustain. So in that realm, there's an alpha as far as earning income and da-da-da-da-da. But everything's situational, because what if, for example, God forbid, 4 men get kidnapped, put in a room.
You're going to see who the real alpha
and
is.
They say y'all have to fight to death, and one of them is a martial artist master, and he broke his hell, but the other 3 are billionaires, can't fight. Like, who's the alpha there? You know what I'm saying? Or what if they're put in a room and they're forced to solve a puzzle? And it's somebody who's, played with puzzles or worked on puzzles their whole life. And then you got 3 UFC fighters in there. Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So it's situational. However long the situation sustains itself is the realm of what you would determine an alpha male is. It could just be talking to bitches. It could be.
I feel like that's what it's mostly applied to.
And
is
if you're
their
talking about talking to women and stuff like that, your appeal to women, then I just think it's weird to have that conversation with men. Like, it's just, I don't know, dude. Like, it's just, it just seems like to me this is a conversation women would have about men, and.
I see that.
And,
it's weird that guys are having it about other guys.
And so, like, guys having this about the guys is a real weird issue.
That's why I related to the horoscope thing.
That's why I said it's hatred for me. Like, it's real hatred.
That's why I use the word it's cringe. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yo, would you be pissed about, like, I saw something you did and I pulled out a fucking chart and I was like, look, bro, this is where you are on the chart. You're a beta.
Dude.
You're a beta. Right now, I'm at a fucking alpha and you're coming in as a beta, bro. We need to move those vibes up.
All right. Let's move on. We definitely talked too much about this. I just thought it was interesting because the whole trend going on, and I was like, that. It seemed like to me we're developing this horoscope mentality.
But
to
also,
the whole
no.
dynamic.
The reason I say still no is because
It's weird to me. You should believe after all what you said. You go on.
a lot of women use the horoscope.
Yeah, men do too.
Okay, to be fair, right? A lot of men don't do this. This group that's talking about this.
Okay, that's a good point.
They're
fair.
all come on.
That's fair.
Come on, they're all like.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it's just people trying to categorize like interactions as best as they can with people to be able to then be like, oh, you're this type of person, and then these are the kinds of people that like I'm hanging around with. It definitely probably is an ego boost to be like, I'll hang around with alphas or whatever, and just to go off of that. John's totally right that it's completely determined by your environment. Because through the environment, like, I mean, people change. Like, a pilot on a plane is the alpha. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know how to fly a plane, so
I'm you're submitting everything to him. Like, whatever he says, it goes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all determined by the environment. And I actually think that people that hold on to that ego of I'm the alpha usually break, because the moment that you go into a new environment that you're not alpha in, if you try to force it, you might.
It's noticeable, like John says in the past podcast, like we can sense uncomfortability, like, hey, something here needs to be addressed.
Facts. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree. I want to shout out what Ethan said. Like, he worked with I worked with the nothing but alpha males during military career, and what I learned is that real alphas don't go around claiming it. It's actions that show alpha and who isn't. I agree with that, straight up. Facts. If you're out here, like, probably an exaggeration, but peacocking pretty much, like, I'm an alpha. Right. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Are you?
Dude, my boy. I'm telling you. If I walk into a room, right, I'm like, hey, guys, what's up? I get bitches. I just get bitches. I don't know why. I just get bitches all the time.
You're going to look at me. We're going to have that stare and be like, he doesn't get bitches.
Like, why do I need to pronounce this?
Like,
or if I walk in the room, I'm like, hey, guys, just looking at you guys, just to let you know, I'm smarter than all of you. Your combined intelligence, whatever y'all got going on, fuck it, I'm smarter than you guys. It just seems so weird to me for anybody to be like alpha, and that shit just weird. Can we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get to this TikTok I found. I've seen this actual YouTube clip. It's from Jubilee. And so what this segment of Jubilee is, what they do is they get two different perspectives on a certain topic, and then they bring them together, ask them a question, one simple question, and then they come to the center where these 6 chairs are, if you agree initially. And they share their opinion why they agree or why they're for this particular whatever the question is. And then afterwards, they bring on the people who disagree and they have a conversation. So in this particular one, it's about parents. I think it's forgot the categories. Strict parent, free range parents. There you go. It says right there. But I thought it was a different category, honestly, if I remember. But obviously I don't. You have strict parents and free range parents. And the question is spanking kids an acceptable form of punishment? And let's
this is interesting.
Right? So let's watch the clip real quick and react.
Spanking your child is an acceptable form of punishment.
What? I don't want to get involved at all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
this whole video is interesting. I would look it up,
guys.
guys.
Else walk forward, because not only do I think it's an acceptable form of punishment, but I think it's one of the best. The reason is because it's effective, it's quick, it's over, it's done.
Quick, it's
and the kid can
efficient.
go off and play again and not have to sit in a corner or languish in a room or something like that. And it's not about getting angry. I'm mad. I'm gonna whack my kid. No, it's about, okay, you did something you weren't supposed to do, and you're going to get spanked for this.
Man, he honestly explained that excellently, in my opinion.
Yeah, you recovered.
The specific anecdote I have is for my child is one time, like, you know, as a parent, you can lose your patience, and that happens. We would just kind of like slap him on the hand when he did something, like, don't do that, don't do that. And I remember one time he did something, and he started becoming more self-aware, and he started hitting himself on the hand and hitting himself. And I was like,
Ian, is a video on the screen?
We can't go down this path with him. This is not going to work for, at least specifically for him. And I think it's a case-by-case basis.
No,
too.
you can see it, but it's not up on the stream.
Kids in a way that hopefully he doesn't lash out into the real world. I don't want him to react like that to someone else either, and I just feel like that's my responsibility. So.
Yeah, and you know, I hear that opponents to spanking will say, I don't want my child to be violent.
Yeah.
You know, I have 5 kids, 10 and under, and the exact opposite is true.
Because do you think it's a bad memory for them?
What's that?
Do you think that they're going to have memories of these times being spanked, and that it will be
sure, and I think
something
they'll be
that
thankful for it. I do, because I talk.
I mean,
know
I
a
would
lot
be
of
lying
them.
if I said I never have spanked my child. Of course but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
Don't you want to raise your child to not
Who
want to
does
do
feel
things
good
because
about
they
it?
feel as if they'll be a better person, not because they're going to be punished for it?
Yeah, both. See, this is hard for me to understand because I come from a culture
She was
where
judging him with all the way
everyone,
she was saying. Her opinion.
like all my friends have loving parents that spank them as kids. And now they've grown up to be great functional, well-functional adults who respect their parents and are glad their parents spanked them.
Okay, I'm just gonna say my view.
Oh, we should pause it here, honestly.
I don't spank my child, one, because of chattel slavery and Jim Crow. I'm a black person and I live in a world.
That's why I wanted to pause. I didn't want John to see that. I didn't want John to see that.
What?
I wanted to pause because I didn't want John to see
What
that.
did she say? Yo, man, turn this shit off.
Run it back real
Oh
quick.
my
Run it back real
God,
quick for
please.
John.
What did she say?
My view. So I don't spank my child, one, because of chattel slavery
Hey!
and Jim Crow. I'm a black
Oh,
person and I live in a world where black people are beaten all the time.
revolutionary.
I have a mother
Oh
who
my
spanked
goodness.
me. I'm not glad that I was spanked. I respect her, but I'm not happy about that. Also, the same thing with the people who are like, I was spanked, I came out great. They usually have like anger issues, they're violent, they whoop their own kids, they probably need therapy. Usually they don't even realize how emotionally
Can we
fucked
stop
up
it,
they
please?
are.
Okay, please, hold on. First, hold on. I have to address.
Get it, go for it.
I have to address the elephant in the room.
This guy.
Okay. Okay.
This guy.
First off, I hate, in her example, a kid who did something wrong, who was about to be spanked, right, would say, no, because of slavery, right? Their defense would be, don't whoop me because of slaves, you know? Okay, that makes sense, right? Two, I hate when people say, oh, those people probably need therapy, those people probably have anger issues, those people probably have things that they're dealing with. The reality of the situation is we all have shit that we're dealing with. We all could probably use therapy. We all could use healthy ways to vent, healthy ways to deal with anger, healthy ways to communicate.
Emotion period, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's unfair to always try and categorize a group of people to say, oh, because you were whooped, that is the cause of your anger. That is the cause of your even being good. She said, don't you want your kids to be good just for being good, not because they'll be punished? Well, then my question to you then is, I do not think she's religious, but if you are religious and you take it to that point, isn't the whole purpose of the religion, if you're actually being honest, it comes from a selfish place, whereas I want the eternal
What
gift.
comes from a selfish place?
Wanting to go to heaven.
Oh, okay.
I want the eternal. I want the eternal reward.
Eternal life, reward.
I want to be rewarded for my goodness on earth. So by that definition, you're only doing good because you don't want the negative repercussion, which would be the opposite of heaven. You get what I'm saying? So
Hell.
it's ingrained. No matter which way you look at it, we are always doing stuff to avoid negative consequences. So for her to say, the whooping now, all of a sudden the whooping, you want them to be good because of, just to be good, instead of, shut up, like, you're stupid. What are you talking about? You want me to not rob you just to not rob you? Like, you want people to just not do bad stuff just to not do, like, it's both ways. So all of that shit to me is insincere from both of these goddamn, I don't know, man. This nigga dressed like Madeline. Go ahead.
Anything, Doc?
No, I just think it's weird that she turned it into racism, because minority groups like all over whoop their kids, and it's not even just like only American black people that whoop their kids. And so for her to pull that card was a little weird, man.
And we gotta stop that. We running out. We don't got that many black cards left to use.
Well,
we
I'm
running
like
out,
it's like
and y'all
crying
keep
wolf,
using
man.
it on this type of shit.
Yeah, it's just crying wolf. At a certain point, people are gonna stop being empathetic to it because it's been pulled so much.
Did you hear about the teacher who got in trouble because he called another black student's name?
What?
Yes.
Well, let's not change
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we wasting these cards. What battle is that?
Yeah, this isn't a fight for it. I mean, unless that woman, she probably has like her own trauma and is fearful of her own history and stuff like that, and something she has to deal with in her own therapeutic sense. I think it's a balance of both, man, because it's positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, and sometimes you need negative reinforcement on certain things. Like, I mean, if I tell you something's hot and you touch it anyways, when you touch it,
Now
like,
you know.
yeah, now you know it's negative reinforcement. Like, I don't have to hit you or anything like that. There's just certain things that you would do that, like, you know, they just require negative reinforcement, man. Especially like later in life. I know she's like, oh, these people turn out violent and
Freaking
stuff like
Jamie.
that. I
Nah,
just
I
think
love
that
it.
like with certain whoopings, man, like you realize you learn that violence is a possible consequence to certain actions. Through
Damn,
that,
he brought up
not that
roots.
violence is
Tober.
always the consequence. There is like a you know a line that you can go over where you have
Hmm.
an abusive parent and stuff like that. But at the same time, like you can spoil somebody by being too positive in your reinforcement. So it's a tightrope to walk, and you just kind of have to make judgments when they come up. Um,
Situationally, I think it's
yeah,
situational, and also as a boy, I think a boy eventually gotta get popped one time. At least he gotta get that you know what I'm saying, and it don't gotta necessarily even be from the parent. Sometimes it's just you get into a fight in school. Sometimes it's other things that you learn those lessons from. So your kid might not need whoopings. Like every kid doesn't need whoopings. But to just judge somebody, not even know the situation around it, judge somebody, and like, dude, I mean, I was whooped. I'm not saying I'm a perfect individual. I have my flaws,
I was
but I don't
whooped.
hold it. I don't hold it against my mom today. I don't
I
have any
crack
yeah, I
beef
don't hold
jokes.
it
with. I don't
against
have
mother
any
either.
beef with her because
Yeah.
she whooped me. You know what I'm saying? I don't love her any less because she whooped me, and I don't have. I've never felt like she loved me any less because she whooped me. But it
Like
may be a cultural difference though.
the one thing I always think about too is like lying. Lying for some reason is the one that I'm like that's a negative reinforcer, and I maybe it's just like my own like comeuppance with my mom. But like if I got in trouble, I learned pretty quick like there was a lesser, I guess, offense for being honest than there was if I lied. Because
Mm.
if I lied and I got caught lying, then it was a straight
You up
whooping,
the
like
ante.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
guaranteed. It was straight whooping, like there was no question, and it was freaking relentless. But if I was honest, my mom like would compose herself and then think of a punishment.
Hmm.
And so I know a lot of, I don't know if that's just like southern like folk or whatever, but like I just know that a lot of people were raised like that where lying is kind of the indicator as to whether or not you go straight to like negative or some kind of a positive reinforcement.
Also, yo, free range parents is a wild name.
I really y'all should, if you have the time, watch the full
The
segment
parent needs to
because
be
it's
able to
just
give the best course of discipline, whether it's whipping or straight. Absolutely.
because so obviously, John and I just said we were whooped. You don't love your parents very differently. I don't. If anything, for me, I like joking about it. I got funny stories because some of the reasons why I got whooped are funny,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones you do remember though are sometimes the ones that weren't justified. And like you
100%.
said, I don't love them any less.
Mhm.
It's just sometimes like I guess that parents' worry is other parents can discipline their children for reasons unwarranted. That can't happen. But to be honest with you, as a child to my parents who whooped me, those are the funniest
Those are the
ones.
funniest one because you get to hold it again. Like it's jokes. I get it,
It's
but it's not everybody processes it like that either. Like, but to his
fair.
point though, the goal
That's
is.
yeah, fair.
But
I
to
definitely process
Sundance's
it that
point,
way.
the goal is to make sure the kid understands why they're being punished, regardless of the type of punishment.
But that's why the ones that you don't understand stick with you the most,
Hmm. Like for sure,
and they're the funniest ones. Like I said,
for sure. I think my dad only spanked me one time. One time. And you know you know why that was. Hey man, let me tell you something. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. And I was about my business every time after that. So hey.
Yo, this reminds me of a TikTok challenge I started watching just to get some kicks and giggles out of it. But it was like the say shut up to your mom challenge. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I
I
see
know
that
it,
stupid
yeah.
ass shit.
Yeah, so they basically like they stage it the kid and the mom,
Mhm.
and like the kids scream shut up, and you see what the dad's reaction is. Bro, some of those dads are quick. Like some of the dads are like the fastest hand in the West, dude, straight for the belt. I'm just like, holy shit, and they have to like stop him and get him off. Because he's just like, no, dude, that is not flying. And it kind of cracks you up, but it made me cringe when I saw some dads just like not know what to do, like just process it, or even just kind of like, I don't know, man, like just whimper. It was really weird. Because that to me seems like a really strong offense because it kind of reinforces like the hierarchy within the family.
100%.
So,
I mean, in my culture, it was like we get the whooping, and then even if you didn't understand the whooping, the explanation would come in your apology. So you'd obviously be forced to apologize after you're done with your punishment, whatever it was. Face the wall, do froggy. Oh man, we had some athletic ass punishments. I'm telling you, like.
I guess to close out this conversation, y'all want to share some of the punishments you had to do?
Yeah, sure. One of them was we had to grab our ears, right, and stand up.
John's about to do that.
We had to grab our ears, right, and stand up like this, and then goddamn be on your tiptoes, kind of like this, and then go down, and then up, and then down, and then up for hours. Or we used to have to goddamn hold one finger like that and lean forward and put the other leg in the air. That hold for hours and hold it. And they forget about you. I mean, they watching comedy shows, laughing, and the second you move, remotes getting thrown. Boom! Get back in position. Or my dad would say, go face the wall. Go see what it wants. Go look at the wall and hold your hands up without touching the wall and just be looking at it. You turn your head to try and watch the TV, boy, it's a problem. Oh, man. We used to get right. Or squats.
I remember that one time I couldn't look at the TV, and I peeked my head through like wherever I was doing. You watch TV?
Oh, man. Oh, man, we got down. But, hey, look, I was dunking before everybody else.
What about you, Doc? You got a whooping story?
yeah, I don't remember why I got caught, or what I was doing, but I got in trouble for some reason. I can't recall anymore. And I've always been like sneaky, so I was just like, fuck, what do I do? I'm about to get whooped. And my mom, like, straight up, she's the master of suspense.
Yep.
My mom always built up a whooping. Like, she gave it time to fucking marinate in my mind that I was going to get whooped.
Like a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, like one time I remember
Meal
she, like,
on rice.
Oh, my goodness.
she got mad and she was like, go to your room. I'll be there like in 10 minutes.
Woo!
So I had time to prepare. So she would she prepared too. Like, I don't know. It was like a fight. We're like, she's coming. And so I had to think about it. And that was always the scarier part than the actual pain. But I remember one time she did that and I went to my room, dude. And I was like, I was trying to survive. I was looking for whatever I could to basically like not get hit. And I realized I couldn't. So I ended up going into the restroom, which was right next to my room, and I just started fucking loading wads of toilet paper into my fucking diaper.
My man.
Or not my diaper, but like my underwear. And
Yeah, similar story, don't you, John?
yeah, because I was thinking, I was trying to get out of it, and I know she always went for the belt or a sandal, so I was like, she's gonna like use something, so I'm gonna fucking just stuff my underwear. Well, she came up and she didn't have a belt, and I didn't expect that. She pulled a fast one, man.
Oh, she's going barehanded.
She was going barehanded, and
raw
when she
dog.
got that first wad, that first thing hit, she cupped my underwear.
Oh, she felt the
and
cushion.
realized it immediately. And she was like, "You motherfucker!" Dude, I was done. I was like, "Shit, I am dead. Like, this is the last day on earth for me."
No, son. You want some shit that's gonna fuck you up?
Yeah.
Your mama ever asked you to go get your own belt?
She went and she got a belt, and then she fucking made me pull my underwear down. She just did that shit bare ass.
Bare ass.
Oh. Yeah, my mom used to ask me to go get my own belt. Go missing for 30 minutes.
I guess my story is my mom had a belt. It was I don't remember how thick it was, but it was thick enough to hold three buttons all the way around the entire belt. I'm not gonna lie, when my dad found out, he was pissed. But
did y'all ever decide to stop crying? Y'all ever had like one of those moments as a kid
where you just didn't react, pretty much? Like I didn't not react, sure.
But it was
maybe a tear trying to hold it in me.
No, because there was like a point where it was like, man, I was tired of getting whooping, son. And I was like, man, what's gonna happen? Today we gonna solve this shit. Cause I knew I was getting I don't know what happened, but I knew I was getting my ass whipped when she got home. So I was like, man, you know what? I do all that running and crying when she chasing me around this house. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna run.
I ain't gonna
I'm
run.
gonna see. I might tire her out this time. It may not last. So she get home. I hear the door. Whoo! My heart start jumping. I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do? So I get in the bed, play like I'm asleep. She opened the door. She said, you know I'm coming for you, right? I said, oh. And she just leave the door open. Then I hear her dropping her stuff in her room. Walk right back to my room. By the time she come back to my room, I'm standing up. And then she made for me. And I slick made like I wanted to break. But I was like, nah, hold it down. So I stood there, and I remember she grabbed me like this, and she was whooping me. And I looked at her, and I said, and she said, oh, so you're not going to cry? That shit pissed her off more, man. She gave me the 1-2, boom, boom. I said, ah! Let that shit out. That shit did not work. But yeah, I'm still okay. I'm not too damaged because of
I mean, mine was funny because when the day I decided to not take it anymore, like I actually took a step further. I like caught her hand and stopped her. That's when you know the story. That's when she lifted up that like I didn't know my mom could be this flexible, but I should have known better.
That's when they athletes.
She lifted that leg up and 300 kicked me in the chest, threw me flying across the room.
Mm-hmm.
I love telling that story. She hates when I tell that story.
My mama hates all them stories. Well, let's stop talking about child abuse, I guess.
Well, I go real quick address right. I real quick want to address Ethan's question because that's actually I think a good question. So he asked, "Do you guys think that the lack of ass whooping in today's society tends or lends? I think it's tends to the violence we see happening."
Yeah, y'all ever seen that video of the It's like a skater dude, and I'm not trying to bring race or anything into it. It's an older video. Gene just recently saw it. And he's like a little long-haired, punker white guy, and he's arguing with some black guy, right? And he gets close to getting out the room, and he's like, "Nigger!" And he takes off running, and the black guy's like chasing him down the hallways or whatever. It's not even it's not the nigger part. Forget that part. That type of kid, that type of individual who's kind of like
doesn't realize that
I want to throw stones and run type of individuals is what we're kind of harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird to me. I even remember watching Flavor of Love, and Pumpkin spit in New York's face and turned around and tried to walk away. And that was the part that shook me.
Like, you didn't think she was like, you really like you're going to spit on her and think she's not going to react?
And so that's what my problem is like we have a whole bunch of those guys who want to come out, they want to be confrontational about stuff, but then like you see they're really not built for it. So I completely think so. I think, I don't want to say it's whooping since just whoopings, but I think the way we're forcing kids and everybody to interact and how we're kind of like helicopter parenting kids, helicopter teaching kids, even school conflicts, school fights and stuff like that, they're not necessarily how they used to be. I know that sounds crazy to say, but like,
what do you mean?
There are moments we're not, kids aren't allowed to have moments, the self-teaching moments. Like, so it's not necessarily, like I said, the parent doesn't have to whoop the kid, but the kid could get their ass whooped from another kid, or they could shoot a fair one. Like, there are certain responsibilities or consequences that you need to know come with certain actions that we're not allowing kids to actually, or people to have. So I think that's what it is, not necessarily just the whoopings.
Because there is physical engagement in the world, in life. And sometimes things you say, the way you act, the way you interact can sometimes result in a physical engagement, mm-hmm. be it an ass whooping or be it a fight or whatever. Like, mm-hmm. And you're right, because we have this society now where we're not about any kind of physicality. We are nurturing some beta individuals.
Well, I think it just comes down to the possible consequence of violence. A lot of people don't expect it, or maybe are getting comfortable having that not be a possibility, and it's just not the way the world works. So it needs to be balanced out. Like, you know, you want to be somewhat free range and somewhat strict in different aspects. But you can tell, like, when people both understand that there is a very real possibility for violence, things get quiet because they get real, and that's when there's a level of respect where people are like, okay, like we're probably gonna do this, so let's make sure that we don't actually do it, and let's actually just kind of maneuver whatever our differences are. And
Let's work this out a different way. Let's actually talk.
yeah, and when somebody doesn't think of that as a possibility, there's like, well, I'm just gonna scream at you, and I'm just gonna keep doing it, and then just go with whatever's happening, because I'm safe. And it's like, oh, I don't know. So that's kind of, to me, the biggest difference.
I agree. In reality, if NBA players, when they all got in them tussles or whatever, if both teams push the players in a circle right there, nothing would still happen. All that pushing you doing, and you start holding each other back, instead of holding each other, just push them in the circle, push them close together, and see what they're gonna be like. Oh, well, damn, y'all not gonna hold us back, God. Yeah, I thought we was goddamn doing this. Okay,
Draw up the square.
Yeah, so niggas not drawing up the square for real. Not us, not really. So, I mean, I don't know.
That's why I made the joke about base. Goes back to your point about the whole alpha thing. Like when you're actually put in certain situations, you see how you really act.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people navigate with this. Not to get into this, but this image of themselves. And it's funny when you actually engage in reality. Like my thing is, when you have certain perspectives on reality, certain ideals, certain things, test it with other people. That's why we need different perspectives. That's kind of what happens. Like some people don't actually put themselves in situations to really find out if you're about that life or not.
Yeah, facts.
We live in a very cozy society. Not saying we're perfect, but definitely got a lot of privileges. One of them is not worrying about having to be in physical alterations all that much anymore.
Draw the fucking square.
He already knows.
Draw the fucking square.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the waitress thing. Pull up the waitress thing. So pretty much.
Hey, let me. So look, it's a shorty, right? That's working. I don't know where she was serving. Let me see. The Arkansas waitress. Blah blah blah. Anyway, long story short, she served over a party of 40 or more at Oven and Tap in Bentonville, and it was said that each diner had chipped in $100 in tip money, believing the total would go to just both servers. According to the waitress was fired. I'm under the impression that nobody helped her who didn't help serve a large party yet. Nobody helped her. So, can you scroll down on where it says Howard Fox? Howard Fox 59, the weird-ass number, reports that the restaurant's manager
within the district
instructed Brand to share the tip with her co-workers who didn't serve the large party. I was told that I was going to give my cash over to my shift manager and I would be taking home 20%, and Brand told the network. She also spoke with CBS News and said that they fired me from Oven and Tap over the phone, and I've been there for 3.5 years, and that was really heartbreaking, especially because I didn't think I did anything wrong. Okay.
So I thought there was a video to this. Is this just a screenshot, Ian, or is there? Okay, it is a video. So I guess real quick, watch the video. How long is it? Just a minute? Yeah, we're gonna mention it. Minute of this.
So we are tipping a total of $4,400.
Friday, Ryan Brandt was one of two servers waiting on a party of more than 30 people at Oven and Tap in Bentonville. When it came time to pay the bill, each person left a $100 tip for a collective $4,400 for the two waitresses.
It was an incredible thing to be able to do, to see the server's reaction and to know what that meant for her and the impact it's had on her life already.
Grant Wise owns the real estate company Whitley. He called ahead to the restaurant to ask about their tipping policy to make sure everything would go smoothly, but he says things didn't go according to plan.
I was to give my cash over to my shift manager to be taken, and then that I was going to be taking home 20%.
Brandt says the restaurant asked her to share the tip with her coworkers, something she says has never happened in the 3.5 years she worked at Oven and Tap. Wise says pooling tips for those who didn't wait on his party was not his intention. He asked the restaurant to return the gratuity and gave the cash to Brandt outside.
Boom.
Brandt says after that, she was fired, leaving her no way to cover her.
So we are tipping
Okay, I'm cool. That's all I need to know. Yeah, fuck y'all. What? Them niggas wouldn't got my bread either, man. Fuck y'all. I would have walked out of there just. Oh, sorry, YouTube. I would have walked out of there just like, hey, look, y'all can look, man. What? And you see, it's not even her fault. She even almost. It sounds like she did it as she was instructed, and the guy said no, he wanted it returned, and gave her the cash outside. That's exactly how it ended. So he gave the money to who he wanted the money to go to. Y'all have a problem with that? Oh, this bitch finna be rich. Oh my God. This is a good. She got a $4,000 tip and
a GoFundMe.
Do a GoFundMe and then sue the fuck out of them. She finna own Oven and Tap. That's dumb.
Yeah, they probably got so much negative publicity after this too, and like people are probably like ragging on the manager and stuff like that. Although, so when you're a waiter, you're supposed to give percentages automatically to different people. Like you give, it depends on the tip share and the way it was set up. So like for the people that bust the tables, they automatically get 10% of whatever's coming through, and sometimes lower depending on the way the restaurant works. So she has to give some of it to somebody else, maybe even the other waitress that was helping out. But outside of those people that like clean up after the tables, um, usually the chefs and the cooks are set up to be paid hourly or by salary. They're not the same as like the waiters and waitresses. They don't get tips. So for this to happen, this definitely the fucking owner of the restaurant or the manager being like, I want that to go to the entire equity of the restaurant so I can raise the, I don't know, whatever metric he has to meet for that month with her money.
That shit was dumb. It's dumb also because I'm pretty sure the restaurant already charged gratuity. So the gratuity is going somewhere.
Well, I feel like there might be more to the story. If they wanted it to specifically go to her, then maybe something was happening in the situation where they wanted to like
make sure it went to her. And he did that. He asked for his gratuity. He asked for the money back and gave it to her outside. That's how the story ended. It didn't end with her just saying no and they kept the money. He found out what was going on. He said, no, I want my tip back, and waited for her outside and gave her the cash. And she got fired. Hey, shorty, hey, man.
The whole fired part is wild to me.
Yeah, I feel like she can fight that.
Fight that and go to work. Yep, I go to work with Louis Vuitton, everything on.
When I go to work, fight it to sue and then quit.
She had to go to work.
Because it's better on her record that she quit, resigned, rather than being fired.
She should still have to go to work
technically
and say that, oh, the environment at work was. Come on, my boy.
You're playing the long game.
Come on, my boy. I'll walk into work and look at everybody every day. Smile on my face.
This man's maniacal, low key.
Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you talk to me? Oh my God! And I would slowly come in there looking worse and worse. Like I just can't take how you guys treating me. Ooh, suicidal. Oh my God. Hey, I'm telling you, they fucking. Hey, look,
mental abuse.
Mental abuse. But it
the
depends
emotional
on what state.
pain.
What state was it in?
I don't remember.
Arkansas.
You have to see if Arkansas is one of those states you can just fire. You can what is it called when you fire people for no reason, whatever. You don't need a reason to fire. No, there's some states where you just don't need a reason to fire somebody.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? That's actually news to me.
What? Texas?
Yeah, dude. What are you talking about? You lived in Texas. Texas is one of them.
Damn.
Yeah, Georgia is too. If you don't want you, get the fuck out.
I mean, I've been working in Georgia. That's my thing. So.
Was it pro business or pro work and pro worker? I think that's the difference. Whoever has the most power, depending on the state rules. Like in Texas, you can pretty much fire anybody and at any time. It just depends like on the reason. Like you can't fire somebody for like complaining or something like that if there was like a racial remark, a sexist remark, something like that.
But this isn't a good reason though.
Yeah, this isn't a good reason. Yeah. I don't know if it's like some kind of a financial crime or something like that to fire somebody for.
Especially during the whole COVID situation, bro. She's probably feeding for that money, and maybe that's why the owners wanted to share it. But still, like you don't do that with someone else's tip.
If I was her, I'd be so pissed off because you know why? The IRS watching this shit like, okay, we finna get our little cut. She thought she wasn't finna claim that. Oh yeah. What about that $4,400? Make sure you put that on your taxes.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, she done blown the spot up now.
The tip money to the manager like at the end of the nights, so he can count it, so he can put it in their reporting form or something like that. So she's still not going to get the full, and then she's going to lose the percentages to the other people that helped her with the tables. But if he wanted to give that to some guy working like 2 lanes over, not treating a table with 30 people, 30's a lot, dude. That is. You're there your whole shift. That is a lot. to give it to the other guy, hell no.
Can you imagine the type of service she gave for them to, at the end of the party, be like,
That's what
yo,
I'm
man,
saying. She probably
gotta.
did something that made them feel like we need to make sure we take care of this woman, and the company was like, well, we want a cut of that.
And you know what's crazy?
I mean, maybe this guy's company was just like, I want one of those, like, I tipped her like 10 grand, like,
Fair.
stories on my freaking real estate company or whatever his company was. It seems to be pretty high profile.
No.
So this would definitely boost it.
I completely agree with that because first off, him making this video was cringe. Holding her, talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah,
amount
exactly.
that he got tipped. I just didn't want to speak on that lame ass shit just because he did a good thing. But yeah, no, like, and I have this thing where if somebody's in an intense moment of happiness or an increased moment of joy or laughter or whatever, if you can take away from it, but it's not that important to be heard or said,
Jamie's got a good point here. He says, bro, I'd be pissed because I work dishwashing, and yeah, I clean all that shit after and get nothing because he's got a point. I'm cleaning all those dishes. Do I not get a cut?
That's what I'm saying. But dishwashers are paid, aren't they paid hourly as opposed to the waitress?
Yeah, I think they're on hourly too,
Yeah.
kind of just like the cooks. Because
Yeah,
the cooks
that's
have
what
to
I've
make all
always been
that.
told.
I didn't work in food, so I honestly really don't know.
It's I don't know either. He said, no, I'm scrapping it. But no, yeah, like for her, just to meet, for you to see the girl, like, you know, this visibly affected and happy about it.
Well, I
for
feel like it's also a thing.
look,
I didn't work in food, but I'm pretty sure it's like not a habit, but a norm amongst the food industry that the waitresses take care of the busboys. Like if you're cleaning my table, making sure I'm able to cycle out, you know, my customers more quickly. Like if you help my efficiency
Hell yeah,
in this,
bro! I used to get tipped $20 every now and then to be like, "Hey, yo, clean my tables first," because they wanted to get those extra tables in there seated so they can make more tips.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but also we're assuming that there are even bus boys. This is the pandemic. A lot of these waitresses are doing the full job now because there are a lot of restaurants are short staffed. So, and then there's, like I said, gratuity. What is the gratuity on if the tip was $4,000, what do you think the bill was? And if the bill was that big, what do you think the gratuity was? Now that gratuity, let's be honest, do you think she got any of the gratuity after she got fired with the $4,000, $400? No, she didn't get any of the gratuity. So what would the gratuity be on, let's say, automatic 12%? That's being light, 12% on, if the tip was, you think the tip was more than the food? No. So just double it, to be honest, humble. $8K bill, 12% of that. Like, dude, there was still money to be shared. It's just people's greedy, bro. And like I said, for her to be crying happy, I don't care what's going on, man. Let the girl be happy, bro. I don't like when people do that shit. Somebody's happy, somebody's laughing or something, and be like, but technically, da 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 da. So I should stop laughing. You just want me to not be happy no more? Like, you just see me extremely joyous about this good thing happening to me. It's like, you know what? The whole time in your mind, you thinking, I'm going to take that joy from her.
You guys gonna come up to
Split
you
that
with a
shit
ledger
up.
and be like, "This is 10% for the glasses, 10% for this, 10 for
Hating
this,"
ass
and
niggas.
you're left with $50. Here you go.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to the last thing real quick. Let's get to the NFTs.
What the fuck is that?
Fuck, you know what's funny? I actually don't even know what that stands for. What does that stand for?
The fuck is that?
Non-fungible token.
Non-fungible tokens, yeah.
Okay.
So real
cool,
quick,
cool.
let me read this and then Doc take us into it. So NFTs are a type of digital asset designed to represent ownership of a unique virtual item, such as a piece of art or rare sports trading cards. But it's a virtual item, though.
Yeah, it's virtual. So there's a new boom in tech with the whole like blockchain technology. I don't know if you guys know much about it. It's really
Yeah.
just like think of it like building blocks. So you stack building blocks up like Legos. The only thing is that like the way they're written, they're like snowflakes. They're like unique, every single one of them. And you just stack them up, and you just all have to look down the rows of the blocks to see like what belongs to who. So it's revolutionizing a lot of stuff, like with
Revolutionizing?
yeah. So like you can do what's called smart contracts with the blocks, and essentially like it's like an even safer way to have digital contracts. So let's say I buy a house from you, and you know you have printed forms and stuff like that, and the guy is in Manhattan and he's coming to buy a house from you. I'm in Manhattan. I'm coming to buy a house from you in Texas. Instead of mailing me the forms and then faxing them to you, we just sign it on the blockchain on a smart contract. Essentially, if I am to screw you over and say, "Oh, that's forged, that's
Hey
all that
man,
stuff," you can show the block legally and just be like, "No, dude, like look, it's signed, it's got the time. He had to create a specific like thing to sign it. It's like nobody else can recreate this. This isn't just like a copy and paste like um JPEG that I can pull from like a giant registry. It is specific to this registry, and it is like it's like a snowflake. Like it's unique, so I can use it in the court of law. And a lot of people are liking that because it's a very safe way to trade on the internet.
hey
So
Sundance,
what?
get me hip, please.
So with NFT, what people are starting to do is they're using
That
blockchain
sounds sketchy to
technology.
me.
Well,
It
here's the
sounds
thing. So, like, they're using blockchain technology and that uniqueness to start creating content like art. So if I take a photo or if I draw something on the internet, you know how easy it is to just copy and paste. Like people have to use watermarks and stuff like that to make
Yeah.
sure that like it's safe and it's theirs and they're trademarking it. Well, with the blockchain, you can see who made it. You can just open up the file and be like, "Oh, cool." And nobody can truly own it. And if somebody says, this is my JPEG. I did that." But you really just copy and paste it, you can open it up and be like, "Nope, there's my signature. I did that." So, because it's so unique, we're starting to sell them. The only thing is, it's not like it's not like it can be difficult to recreate. So, let's say I make a picture. Literally, for me to recreate it, all I have to do is copy and paste it. But I'm the owner. But I'm selling it to you with the inflated mentality that it is super unique and only you will have this. And I'm only going to copy and paste it 5 times. Literally takes me 5 seconds. And I sell it to people that are into that hype, and they each pay me $1 million, and now I have $5 million. And so like those NFTs on the side, those are like the earliest ones. People are buying them like for crazy amounts because they like the idea of it being like the rarest of whatever on the internet,
But
and
then
them
once you
having
share it on the
access to
internet,
it.
it's no longer rare because it'll just spread like
Yo, this
I'm
shit
really
is
confused.
a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, I'm really I really
It
don't
kind of
understand.
is. That's what
It's an
that's what
actual
everybody's.
Ponzi
I'm glad you
scheme.
guys came to that assumption.
This is the
'cause-
largest. We're about to look. What he just explained is about to be the largest wave of embezzlement we have ever heard of in life. Is literally, I mean, when you break everything, any type of currency down, so it's based on belief and you know what I'm saying, everybody using it, circulation, blah blah blah. This whole concept is so stupid because the picture cannot go up or down in value once it's purchased, in my opinion. Like, what determines the NFT's actual value? Now, once you invest or purchase it with your real money,
Well, technically
how
speaking,
do
the value
you
of a thing technically is the demand, and if it initially is supposed to be only by the initial author
But
or
it's a
creator,
picture.
is by 4. Well, even if it's a picture, like you can do paintings. Well, like, this is a virtual thing that docs it easily be copy and pasted
100%.
or screenshotted.
I could
or
take a
whatever
picture of
have
it with
you.
my iPhone and that be an NFT
Sure.
Yeah.
of your
It
NFT.
goes from being exclusive, like only been pasted 4 times for the original creator, to now somebody else. If once you share it once a friend, and his dumbass decides to share it to another friend on social media or whatever, boom, it's no longer like the rare. It only has a diminishing value, in my opinion. That's why I
Well,
don't
here's the
understand how
thing.
it.
I think a lot of people are also getting into it because of the bragging rights. So let's say a new meme comes out and it is the hit meme that like everybody is saying, like the Star Wars one, the Padme and the fucking Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker. You guys remember that one where they're sitting in the garden?
I know I tore out. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like
And then her face says something, and her face goes.
yeah, her face drops
yeah.
dead when he's like being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say that meme was an NFT, and then everybody's spreading it all over the fucking planet. Everybody's using the meme, and everybody's spamming all of their social media stuff like that. And I'm the owner of it. I can go up to you and be like, "I own that meme. That one's mine. You see it all over the world? That's mine. Want to see? I can open it up and I'll show you." And so
How do
people
you
are actually
sell
buying
that?
for that kind of bragging right.
Because the only people I see making money off the NFTs are the creators. But I'm seeing a lot of independently wealthy people investing in it and saying, oh, I'm planning for my children's futures. And I really think I'm not gonna lie to you. I think NFTs are the fire festivals of crypto. The fire festival, the one that, yeah, the festival that Ja Rule and homie threw when they had a whole bunch of people went out and ended up just having tents with mattresses in it, and they were giving them cheese. And
oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, it's the fire festival of internet. This is, and I'm not saying it's not sustainable, but it's still weird to me because I don't get how it's transferable.
What are images real quick, Ian? I want to see some of these.
Like if I purchase an
nasty,
NFT,
man. Like they're dumb.
If I purchase it, right, what do I do with it once I purchase it? If I want to cash out on it, does it increase in value?
You have bagging rights. That's it. That it's yours. That it went from the creator to you, or if you were the creator of it, then it's yours because you can see it when you open up the blockchain that it's yours. That's pretty much it. You just get the bragging rights. Although they are starting to put this in other industries, so like the video game industry is starting to use NFTs when they sell like
you
DLC
actually made a profit?
or like
I'm so
cosmetics.
confused how you did that. Sorry, we got one Sundance right here said that he got burnt one at a complete loss and then made a profit on one. So I've seen both sides. Very risky as there's no way to protect your investment. So I'm personally done.
Please, Sundance, explain how did you make a profit? Is the profit by, okay, so my question is, let's say I'm a NFT creator. I get people to invest in my project that I'm doing, right? I create that, I have that money from the investment. Do they then get shares on the dividends of the purchasing of those NFTs after? Like if I create 30 NFTs for 30 people who are investing in my project, right? Do they get a slice of the pie for selling the actual NFTs individually? Is that what you mean by how do you create a profit? What is a profit? Do you sell? Are you selling it?
Well, I'm assuming the profit is are you
buying
multiple?
Is it like a stock?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Traded it.
I'm curious.
Oh, so it's selling hype. It's essentially selling hype.
It's only sustainable if the owners are creative and have crazy marketing.
So Banksy,
you know, the crazier thing
Banksy should do NFTs.
People are buying this with crypto, so you're using inflated imaginary money.
Yes.
To buy an inflated imaginary.
Oh, this is gonna
content,
pop. A bubble is gonna pop.
Cycling it.
They get residual income. Boom. Okay. See, that's what I thought. But
that's true. You can't do that.
Exactly. Residual income from what? From the amount of like.
So based on the blockchain, you can send money directly to the original creator. So if it goes to like a different person and then you buy from that person, 10% of it can go straight to the original creator, so that they're always making some kind of cash off of it.
That's a little like now the pyramid. Like it's definitely. So we got the guy up here.
Creator.
He sells it to two guys, and he gets 10% off them. Then they say they get 10%, but he gets 10% off all them. It's a literal pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme. Wow.
Is Ponzi a pyramid scheme?
Maybe I don't
think so.
Yeah.
It sounds like they split it out to the holders. Okay, so basically you have to, what I'm seeing is that the exclusivity is getting in on a project with a creative person who's able to market and sell the hype. And then once he sells the hype, you're investing in him. So his money isn't necessarily even from the selling of the NFTs, which I'm sure he still gets a split of. He gets an initial investment from the people who put it on the project. And then y'all or selling the NFT, the project always makes money off every sale. So wait, but can you sell? How can you sell it though? So you're saying if you buy, that's really a pyramid scheme. So if I buy an NFT from you and then sell it to Gene, you get a percentage of the sale to Gene.
Yeah, literally, like that's what I was saying. Yeah.
It's a Ponzi scheme. This is Fire Festival.
I wonder. I guess that's why video game companies are starting to use it because of like
hype.
If you
fraud,
buy like a helmet in a video game,
the road.
If you trade it online, like some websites will do it. Like Steam will let you trade cosmetics and stuff like that. I guess the original creator of the cosmetic will always get paid then. Whenever you guys are trading.
This shit like trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit, but like. That don't exist.
Oh, that's gross. Because we buy cards from like secondhand shops, and that means like Wizard of the Coast would always get fucking paid for every single trade that we did.
Like it's a more complex way of, like for example, if we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards online only, or Magic Online.
Magic Arena, yeah.
And then every time we purchased the card or like you sold the card online, I don't get it. Like, why do they still get a piece of it? All just, I don't know. I'm not confused, but I just am bothered now. Like, if I purchase a card from an online store,
it's just risky. Like even he said, like it's risky. Like
the value.
If you jump in early on the pyramid scheme, you're probably going to benefit. But it would be unfortunate to be the ones late to the game where you don't get the benefit and you get shut down.
But that's my problem. If I buy a card from a Magic store, the rarity of the card determines the value of the card. What the card does determines the value of the card in a physical setting, and it's how it affects the physical realm of whatever that thing is. Art has value based on the artist who makes it. So yes, I understand. What's the difference between an NFT and the Mona Lisa? I guess would be the counter argument. The Mona Lisa I can take a screenshot of it, and if I show somebody that, it's different, right? The Mona Lisa existing physically in my home is completely different. But this is digital property. Like, how safe is that? I can just screenshot it.
Yeah, the pyramid scheme. Like eBay always charging 10%. I mean, they kind of do. They do have a. I guess John wants you to click on the top left, Ian.
JPEG sells for $69 million.
Oh yeah.
The rest of that article better say, "As stupid nigga loses millions."
New York Times, JPEG.
Yeah, this one was the first one that hit. I remember people were shook that it sold so much, and it's just like a bunch of JPEGs put together.
After a flurry of more than 180 bids in the final hour, a JPEG file made by Mike Winkelman, the digital artist known as Beeple. I've never heard of this. Was sold on Thursday by Christie's in an online auction for $69.3 million with fees. The price was a new high for an artwork that exists only digitally, beating auction records for physical paintings by museum valorized greats like J.M.W. Turner, George.
Damn, it beat Goya.
That's weird.
Thank you, Ethan. And he said, so there's a rarity. So I guess each NFT has a copy number, a print number, but it'd probably be like a digital print number.
I guess that makes sense because like you could put a code in it, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea of it. There's like a small imprint somewhere in it.
I mean,
that
I'm
says,
still
like,
trying to get in.
Like
But
start making NFTs, bro.
Now I just want to make an NFT now. I can sell that shit. I just want to make an NFT. Look.
You always get a check.
Well, they're making
every
it
time
like
it moves around.
I would literally find the most creative thing.
Well, they're making it by art because this guy made by Mike Winkelman, known as Beeple. Like you low-key have to have a name though. You can't just. I'm assuming you can't just make one. Like you actually have to have some kind of clout.
Over 60 million.
But it's still weird.
Contested the work, adding that the result was the third highest bidder project built on auction every day. It's the first 5,000 days of college images that people have been posted online each day.
Where are you at?
Artists.
No, over 60 million. Rebecca.
Collaborated with Louis Vuitton. Hey, man. All right. Fake Deep Thinking finna drop an NFT real soon.
I can just make the logo we have right now. Make that into it.
Yeah, just go for it.
That's funny. I think it's a catchy name too. Fake Deep Thinking. Make that a meme. All right. Well, I think that's enough fake deep thinking.
Oh my gosh. I'm a get an NFT of a crime being committed, a real serious crime, and sell it to the government.
That's dark. That took a weird turn. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. Hope you guys liked the intro. Let us know in the comments how you liked it or how you disliked it. Let me know so I can tweak it.
How was Takeoff's project? Keep going. You good?
Be sure you like the video. Please share it. You know, it helps us spread. It helps us grow. Thank you out. Shout out to Sundance, Ethan, Merc and Frogs. We'll see y'all next time on Fake Deep Thinking, y'all.
R. Kelly was pulling up to middle schools.
Yo,
we're gonna NFT that tagline you just said, John.
Oh, we could. R. Kelly was pulling up to middle school.
All right, y'all. Peace.
I'm telling you. And they let him park his vehicle there, too. Wicked human being.